Back to my platform. Those of you that are returning and those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to be doing a reading for you guys today. If you didn't know, this is a psychic tarot channel, okay? So I hope everybody has had a good day. Just to let you guys know, the title to this reading, well, it's about today being a really special day, to be quite honest. I don't know, should we do I guess we're going to do the prayer first. Then we'll get into the importance of today, or tonight, I should say. Okay. All right. We are calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit, the spiritual realm, our divine ancestors, our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, including our spirit guides, our guardian angels, and we're asking that they can be with us now. We're also calling upon everything that is of love, joy, and peace, and asking that that can be with us now. And we are just asking God that you put a protective shield around us, keeping us safe from all negativity and all harm, and blocking out anyone or anything that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, the highest knowledge, and the highest truth to be revealed to me and to my collective, and I pray for my subscribers. So make sure you guys subscribe. Please like the video, tap the notification bell, show your girl some love. All that stuff really helps, you guys. Okay. I just want to say thank you, God, for this shift. Thank you for this 3/3 portal. Thank you for this amazing blood moon that we're having and total lunar eclipse. And thank you for everything that you've done, God, and for everything that you're going to do as well. We just want to say thank you. All honor, glory, worship, and praise goes to my higher self, God, your higher self, God, the Most High. And we just want to say that we are eternally grateful for all of the blessings that come to this platform. Again, make sure you guys like the video, tap the notification bell, make sure you're subscribed. All of that stuff helps this platform. And thank you, God, for helping this platform reach the people that it needs to reach. Okay, so by watching my readings, you are agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Please be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my readings, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me, anybody in the comments, or anybody in the chat for our divine life purpose, okay? And again, it'll just get you blocked and removed off the platform. So just to let you guys know, also, if any of you have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question. I'll set the 20-minute timer, and then I will answer your question, okay? And I'll pause the collective reading that I'm doing for everybody. All right, so before we get into the reading, we're going to talk about two books that are really important. The links to these books are in the description box below, okay? The first book we're going to talk about is The Truth of God. It's an advanced intuitive living workbook written by Michael Steadman. Now, this book, why do I talk about this? I'm not getting paid to promote this, okay? Why I talk about this is because this book has changed my life. I've always been psychic. Growing up, always had the abilities. However, I was in religion, and I didn't have a real connection to God or to Jesus or to anything that... I mean, I had angels and shit that I was seeing, but I didn't know how to describe that or to bring it to words because in my mind, things were either Jesus or the devil. There was like no mid ground, right? Which is obviously not true. But this book, like I felt trapped in the psychic realm, just trapped. Well, in the ego, actually, I should say. With the techniques in this book, I have become untrapped. So like the God technique, you will see me use that quite often. That technique allows me to raise out of my ego into the eyes of God's source so I can be looking out through a higher vibration, well, the highest vibration actually, which gives me the ability to become untrapped, and it also gives me the ability to rise above whatever is going on, okay? Because I'm just like other people, I get triggered as well. And there's so many other techniques than just these techniques, you guys, in this book, but I'm going to talk about the ones that you see me use. So when you see me use the God technique, I'll stare off into the corner or close my eyes, and that's what I'm doing. I'm rising above. So it says oneness. We are all one is saying there is one being, one consciousness, and everything is it. God is the supreme consciousness, the highest self of all creation with no form and yet encompassing all that there is. In that supreme consciousness, all one, not separate. I'm not implying that you that you are conscious of is the all embodiment of God, but God no less. When we look at ourselves as anything less, we are actually doing ourselves a great injustice. I will refer to you and God synonymously. It is a journey of first recognizing ourselves as God in the illusion, and then becoming more and more of our fullness, which is the positive traits. Through the process of experiencing our true qualities, unconditional love, joy, compassion, and peace, always acting as if it was already done. Okay, so then there's the joy versus anger technique, which is a game changer. It gives you the ability to ask yes and no questions and get an immediate response back, so you have open communication with your higher self all of the time. Okay, by doing that, by using this book, I have avoided so many freaking tragedies. And the only time I run into situations that I don't like are when I asked the wrong question, didn't ask questions at all, and just was being spontaneous, you know. Or yeah, those are basically two reasons. And sometimes it'll be just meant to be that you go through something. And that's another reason, because you need to learn. So it's like everybody's in a different learning space when it comes to their spiritual journey. So the joy versus anger technique you can use anywhere, anytime, and it doesn't give you false readings because it works on clairsentience, which is the gift that everybody has, which is like a gut feeling. Okay, and then there is the mind technique, which gives you the ability to clear the mental and emotional baggage that you're dragging around with you so that you don't keep pulling the same experiences in. This is like me throwing you guys a bone. This is the cheat code to the universe. I use my abilities with the techniques in this book, and through doing that, I can do things that people will be like, oh, that's impossible. Well, it's not impossible to cross spirits over, but all sorts of things I can do because of this book. Well, my abilities and this book together. Okay, and you don't even have to have abilities to start using this book to become intuitive and to change your life. And then there's the 1 to 10 method that you'll see me use, where 1 is the lowest compatible, 10 is the highest compatible, and then this book will teach you how to determine compatibility on situations. But yeah, check it out, you guys. The link to this book is in the description box below. It is called the Truth God Advanced Intuitive Living Workbook. I use the techniques in it every single day. There's not a day that goes by where I don't use the techniques in that book. Okay, the second book we're going to talk about that's in the description box below is the book that I have written, and it is called Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. And I didn't write this book by myself. I wrote it with God, the Holy Spirit, and Vassago. And Vassago is an Ars Goetia spirit that is like maps human consciousness. Well, okay. So the system of tarot maps human consciousness. That's how we're able to read the energy, because throughout your lifetime as a human, you will be either in the position of or around a situation that is the subject matter of each one of these cards. That's how it's relative, and it can map human consciousness. So we have created a book that can be used as many times as you want when you're learning to read cards for yourself and for others. So I have got the book right here, and I've got this original Rider-Waite deck with the descriptions on the cards. The links to them are in the description box below. So if you're to learn the interpretation on the original, you can go to any other specialty deck and you'll know what the underlying message for the card is, regardless, because they'll add a bunch of abstract pictures. Okay. And so every other tarot deck that's ever been made comes off of the original Rider-Waite. So I suggest that you get the original Rider-Waite. Again, it's not that expensive. Neither is this book either. And you can use these tarot card spreads and spells as many times as you want for yourself and for other people to learn to read cards. So this book starts off with a prayer that you can use. That's very similar, almost exact to the one that I use, but it goes on and on. It's longer. And then it goes into an initiation with Vassago, which initiations are what I guess I should say my first professional writings was for Lightworker magazine. Then I started writing the crystal definition cards. And then I started writing about initiations. And then I started writing about tarot. Okay. So anyways, and then it's got a 14 zodiac tarot card spread where you pull 2 cards for each position. One card is going to be your south node where your ego's at. The other card is going to be your north node where your destiny's at. And then it's going to give you information of how to step into your destiny. Then the Psychic Zodiac Tarot card spell is going to help you integrate the positive traits. Well, it helps you to connect with your own destiny. Again, these are not spells you do on anybody else. They're spells you do with God and the Holy Spirit. And so they're just manifestation techniques. This one will have you connect with your own destiny, but it also helps you to integrate the positive traits of the other zodiac signs that you are not that ruling zodiac sign. Okay. And then throughout the book, the rest of the book is different tarot card spreads and spells for each of the major arcana cards. The major arcana cards are the major transitions, like the sun, the devil, the moon, the world, the emperor, the empress, the high priestess, the hierophant, the lovers, the fool, the tower, the last judgment, the hangman, the moon. So they're all the major transition cards. Hopefully this is making sense to you. But yeah, the temperance, the wheel of fortune. So this is dope, you guys. The strength. So I'll probably read from one of those. I'm going to read a couple. See, I just opened to the Hierophant. I didn't even go get the Hierophant card yet. So let's see. Oh, here it is. I'm like, there's missing a major thing. Okay. The Death is also a major arcana card. The World. I think I said the World. The Emperor, the Empress, the High Priestess, the Magician. Maybe I'll read from the Magician. A lot of you guys like the Magician. The Justice, the Hermit, the Star, the Hierophant. There it is. Okay. I'll read this one for the Hierophant. Okay, so the Hierophant. So everything that you see on this card for the Hierophant, there's going to be a card position for in the Hierophant Tarot card spread. So I'm going to just read a little bit here. The Hierophant is number 5. The answer is cautious. Yes. Zodiac is Taurus. The Hierophant is well suited for a career in education, medicine, shamanism, spirituality, and religious leaders. The Hierophant can represent a group or a secret society such as 33-degree Masons or Skull and Bones group, for example. The overall energy of the Hierophant is spiritual growth. Teamwork is necessary for job contentment. The Hierophant is always watching out for the ethical and moral conflicts. The need for social opinions affects the decisions of the Hierophant. So position 1, the crown, regality, and the throne. So the crown that he's wearing, that's position number 1. This position represents the crown chakra and reveals royalties, nobilities, powers, and dignities related to your personal throne of power and purpose for the universe. The higher thoughts of your higher mind can be shown to you here. You may see a clue to your clarity on how to execute your divine life purpose mission. If you pull the Strength Tarot card for this position, you will know that your spiritual crown, throne, and royal blood is strong. If you pull the High Priestess for this position, it could mean that you're about to embark on a new phase of your life or initiation is about to take place. I'm going to read one more position. Position 2 is the Hierophant. This is the position of authority that the seeker wants to be in. This card position can reveal to you how masculine, authoritarian high priests in your life have influenced your life choices. This card position can show you different leadership skills that you have. This can show you your higher purpose and how to address your higher purpose. If you pull the High Priestess Tarot card for this position, it could reveal to you that you are in alignment with your higher purpose. Remember to use the yes and no answer of the tarot card that you pulled to see if you are in alignment or not with each position. The more confirmation that you receive, the better. If you pull the Hierophant Tarot card for this position, you will know that you are a Hierophant and are meant to be a great leader. Or it could mean that you'll become the Hierophant and will lead others. Use the yes and no with the tarot card that is pulled for this position to know if your destiny is to lead others. And then in the back of the Hierophant Tarot card spells to manifest lack mindset into nothingness. The Strength Tarot card spells to become stronger. The Chariot is to remove obstacles. The Wheel of Fortune is to attract good fortune. The Lovers is to draw love into one's life. The star is to manifest a wish. The moon is to manifest your deepest desires. The sun is to turn your dreams into reality. Then in the back of the book, I have a compendium of knowledge of what it could mean when the different major arcana cards come out one next to each other. So I'm going to read just a little bit from the Hierophant so you guys can get a taste of it. Okay, so the Hierophant Tarot card in a reading could indicate that the Most High God is showing its hand or intervening on your behalf or on the behalf of whoever you're reading for. The Hierophant Tarot card in a reading could also indicate that there is a Hierophant group involved with the situation. Hierophant groups can be anything from gangs, the mafia, covens, religions, the occult, the Freemasons, secret societies such as Skull and Bones, Bohemian Grove, etc. If you pull the Hierophant Tarot card with the Chariot Tarot card, it could mean that someone from a Hierophant group, religion, cult, or secret society is also someone in law enforcement. If you pull the Hierophant Tarot card and then the Death Tarot card, it could indicate that an ending is coming to whatever organization or secret society, religious group, or negative collaboration against you. When you pull the Hierophant Tarot card with the Devil Tarot card, it could indicate that someone in a position of authority is corrupt, wicked, and under the negative influence of the negative forces associated with the devil. This also can be an indicator that the Hierophant works for, worships the devil and not God. And it just keeps going on and on and on with the different combinations, but you guys get the gist. This book, you can use the tarot card spreads and spells in it as many times as you want to help you and to help you learn to read cards for yourself and to help you understand your spiritual journey and to read for others. Okay, so the links to those books, you guys, and the links to this deck of cards that you see me use is in the description box below. So welcome everybody. Happy 3-3 portal. First of all, today is a portal day. 3-3, beautiful energy. It's also a full moon, full blood moon, lunar eclipse in Virgo. So I'm going to say it again. 3-3 portal, full blood moon, okay? Lunar, and it's also a full lunar eclipse in Virgo. And so for you to experience the eclipse, you guys, and again, I'm just going off of like United States, whatever it's called, time frames. If you're in Eastern time, it's going to be from 6:04 a.m. to 7:02 a.m. If you're Mountain time, it's going to be from 4:04 a.m. to 5:02 a.m. If you're Pacific, it's going to be 3:04 a.m. to 4:02 a.m. So that's the time frame. If you guys want to see it again, that's like really, really late. But okay, so we are going to be reading a little bit about the full moon being in Virgo. And the fact that it's a blood moon is a great time to break generational curses. It's a great time to clear your bloodline up. The energy of Virgo is all about innocence. So we're going to read about the zodiac sign Virgo. Okay, Virgo moon. So the element is earth. The quality is mutable. Anatomy is the nervous system and digestive tract. So that's, you could feel changes to both the nervous system and digestive tract. The purity of divine feminine, okay? Intelligent, helpful, reliable, determined, sincere, analytical, meticulous, and honest. Qualities of Virgo moon are intelligence, responsibility, and communication. You execute everything with great care. You are a deep thinker who enjoys good decisions and fact finding, even if you have to dig all night long. You have a natural connection with the earth and animals. Your energy is logical and industrious. You are knowledgeable and informed. You learn lessons from everything you experience and then make improvements in your life. Your thoughts are comprehensive. Your meticulous range of knowledge provides valuable archives of information for the benefit of others. Then we have the Virgo ascendant. Okay, so the element is earth, planet is Mercury, house is sixth, quality is mutable. Anatomy, same thing. Nervous system, digestive tract. Your Virgo ascendant personality is intelligent, precise, and logical. You are skilled at analyzing data and enjoy researching and processing information. You are meditative and enjoy learning about methods to improve your body, mind, and spirit. You are a truth seeker. Your outward demeanor is composed and dignified. When approached by others, you are an open listener and willing to share useful facts. You are observant, insightful, and complete projects with perfection. I like that right there. Your purpose is teaching in various ways. People are also inspired by the ideas and insight that you offer. So that's some of the energies you can associate with today's moon. Now we're going to read from the Moonology. Okay. And this is again the full moon in Virgo. It says take inspired action. And I think it's just funny that the red is around the moon and we are having a blood moon. So take inspired action. This card is bursting with goddess energy and reminds you that while it's wonderful to have lofty dreams, you also need to ground those desires by taking inspired action. Commune with the heavens, but take practical steps down here on the earth. Draw down the energies of the divine by doing something as seemingly trivial as making a bullet point list of what you need to do to manifest your dreams into reality. Also know that you're 100% worthy of your dreams. Ditch self-effacement, criticism, and second-guessing yourself and others. Also, this is not a time to be getting like changing the way you look, getting tattoos, all that stuff. Okay, just to let you guys know. Manifesting balance. Find a balance between dreaming big and being practical. Manifesting mindset. It's important to believe in our dreams, but we also need to take practical steps towards them. The energy of this card will help you to connect with that reality. Add tea tree essential oil to your diffuser if you've got, or you can anoint yourself with tea tree oil. I think it smells really good. Sit comfortably and gently close your eyes. Call in Ceres. Ceres, the goddess of harvest. I'm just going to search this one up. Okay, so Ceres is the Roman name for Demeter. So that's why it's saying, I was like, I just want to see something really quick because she does hold the energy of Demeter. So we're calling in Demeter, okay? Demeter, goddess of the harvest and all kinds of fertility, who can also represent the love a mother has for her children. Ask Ceres or Demeter for her help in making a bounty of dreams come true. Your manifestation affirmation. I forgive myself for everything. I am doing my best. When to manifest your magic. The best time to work your magic is when the moon is in Virgo on a Wednesday. However, in the hour of Mercury. However, it is not a Wednesday, it's a Tuesday. You can still manifest, obviously. You can just pull up one of the planetary hour apps and use that to find Mercury's hour, and then I would manifest that way. Okay. Absolutely. I hope the sky is clear for you guys and that you can see the eclipse. It's going to be awesome. You know, it's funny to me because like in Norse mythology, when they would have an eclipse, they would think that one of the wolves, I forget which one, has swallowed the moon or the sun. And so it's just interesting to me. And then same thing with like Egyptian mythology, when there would be like a solar eclipse, they would think that Apep defeated Ra for a minute and like swallowed the sun. And people would really think that the world was going to end. You know, they didn't know about eclipses, not like we do. But yeah, any type of magic that's being done during an eclipse, especially if this is like blood magic, just any type of magic that's being done. We're also in a Mercury retrograde. So I would suggest not doing magic, especially if you're going to do it on other people. And, you know, I would just not do that at all. But doing it in a Mercury retrograde is one thing. But there's going to be a lot of people that are trying to manifest with the moon. And again, that's on them. Are they going to be successful in what they want? No, not at all. In fact, this is like a supernatural setup for a bunch of witches and warlocks to fuck up, basically. That was literally what I was shown. So we're going to see what the cards say, but it's a very interesting energy. Anytime you have an eclipse, the energy of eclipsing is removing or bringing death to. So it's like something could be becoming eclipsed out of your life. It could be a person, a place, a thing, an ideology. I feel like there's going to be a mass awakening. I'm also getting something about the Cuban Mecca being activated or something like that. Yeah. Interesting. And I'm also hearing something about whatever CERN is doing. that has something to play. You know, the portals they're opening to the upside down or whatever it is that they're doing. They're looking for the God particle. That's too many cards at once, Spirit. Thank you. It just tried to like give me way too many. Okay. So what do we need to know about this energy of the lunar eclipse and moving forward? What is it that we need to know? I'm getting that like quieting the mind. Welcome everybody coming into the chat. If you guys could like the video, share this video, tap the notification bell, make sure you're subscribed. I would greatly appreciate it, you guys. It really helps this platform so much. Please and thank you. And I will be repeating myself over and over again so that you guys do that, so that you can reciprocate the energy and we can have an equal exchange. There we go. 9 of Swords. Some people may feel like they're in the 9 of Swords, but I'm literally getting that this is the people that should not be playing around in the shit that they're playing around in. I don't want to say that these people are hopeless, because nothing is hopeless when God is involved, but I will say that you're dealing with a group of people that, you know, this is their main energy. Like, I don't know what to say about them. They have an attachment. These people, this is their main energy. 9 of Swords. Like the majority of the time, this is the energy that they're in. And this talks about grief, emotional pain, depression, guilt, and deep regret over something that they've done, sleepless nights, rehashing past actions. This, you know, these people have caused you or people around you great misery and suffering. Anguish and worry. Fear and self-doubt cloud their thinking. Only time will heal the pain. So like I said, these people are not going to be sleeping tonight. I mean, some of you guys may have a difficult time sleeping, but you're not going to be sitting in your sick bed crying and whining that the world is not, you know, whatever. Like I said, these people have their own opinions, and I'm not judging them for that. I just will... Anytime you cause suffering to another living being, you know, and I'm not even including insects with that, but like, you know, if you have to swat a fly, that's fine. But like anytime you're hurting another person or an animal, what you do, what you send out will come back to you. That's not just a phrase. It's not just a trendy thing. That is called universal law. And would you rather have it come back to you now so you could understand what you were doing was wrong? Or would you want it to come to you in another life when you're an innocent child? Like having an experience and not knowing why you're getting hit with karma. These people are experiencing the karma here and now. There is going to be a mass awakening. People awakening, like spiritually, okay? Yeah. And there's a lot of like political bullshit going on. I don't even want to get into that because like I will tell you guys, I'm not a political person. I don't have the attention span for that. And we're just going to leave that to the people that are into that shit. But there is a lot of, we are in the year of the fire horse, which means that there's going to be a lot of emotional upheaval, a lot of political rebellion, a lot of crazy shit going on. I also get that, you know, yeah, don't be asking for God to get revenge on anybody. No, God is only love. Anything, look, you can look at life in this way. You don't have to, but it's going to help you to look at it like this. That whatever the subject of the thing is, it's either in alignment with your higher self, God, which is love, joy, compassion, and peace, or it's not. So you can choose thoughts and beliefs that are in alignment with God, which is love, joy, compassion, and peace, or not. A lot of the times when people think that God is punishing somebody, it's not God. It's called universal law. What you send out, you will get back. And you can think you can control the way that you send it out, but you do not control the way that the universe spits it back at you. And that's why show grace and mercy to people, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And if somebody does fuck you over, it's okay to be upset, but don't ask God to punish or judge that person, because you're basically calling punishment and judgment upon yourself anytime anybody tries to do that. That's why it says, judge not that you be not judged, right? And it says, you therefore have no excuse, you who pass judgment on someone else, for at whatever point you judge another, you are condemning yourself, because you who pass judgment do the same things. Nobody is a perfect person. And it's going to be a lot easier and healthier for you guys to release these people that are toxic, that have fucked you over. It's going to be better for you in the short term and the long term to love yourself and not hold on to grudges. Grudges cause cancer, grudges cause sickness, and you could think it's God's will, but it's not. We are creating our realities with our thoughts and our beliefs. And if we hold on to beliefs thinking it's okay to hate people and all of that type of thing and judge people, and because I'm feeling a stabbing in my back, so somebody is upset that I'm speaking the truth about it. But yeah, the more that you just stay in alignment with things that are in alignment with your higher self, the better things are going to be. Just know that most of the time, somebody losing you, that's the worst punishment that they could go through. Okay? That is the punishment. You don't need to get your lick back on anybody and just like leave it to the universe. When you put it into the, people think, oh, they gave me to God, nothing's going to happen. When we give you to the universe, it's like when somebody does something to you and you're like, okay, I'm washing my hands of this. I'm not going to engage in vengeance or revenge or whatever. I'm giving it over to the universe. The universe goes, oh, okay, I'll take care of that really quick. And then it reprimands the person and whatever, in the exact measure of whatever they did to you. When people leave you for other people, the people that they get with are going to leave them for other people. That's just the pattern. So I would not look at it as like, oh, I need to get revenge, or, oh, you know, all of that stuff. Just release it, because it's better for you to heal and to not carry on anger or hatred. Because think of it this way. Let's say that you were done dirty by somebody. The next relationship you get in, don't you want to be putting your best foot forward? If you're still grieving over somebody from the past, or upset that they screwed you over, or holding a grudge, then you have not done the healing work. So you're going to attract in the same exact type of person, or somebody that's very similar, unless you completely change your type of person. And that's why healing from whatever you went through, and then when you've done the healing work, then getting in a new relationship is the better thing to do. And I'm saying better because it's just more in alignment with God. But yeah, God is the most loving energy and it's a timeless energy that will sit around forever and wait for every last little particle of its creation to turn to it. And so that's why we can't really judge other people. It's not our job. To me, that's just like too much thinking for me. Yeah, I'm more of an intuition-based person. 9 of Wands. The person you're dealing with is already fucked up and wounded. This is what I'm saying. Like, and I'm not laughing at them. I don't mean to laugh at them. But like, sometimes people will be like, oh, I need to get revenge on this person. And they're already struggling and suffering. Them losing you is the revenge. Like, you don't need to do it, because if you go take it into your own hands, the universe will take it into its own hands, and then you'll be in a spiritual warfare battle, and nobody wants that. I'm also getting that somebody is like, shut up, shut up, shut up. No, the fuck? I have the freedom to speak. All right, I'm my own person. I'm allowed to say whatever the divine has to say. This person is like literally feeling wounded. Look at this boo-boo on their head. Like they're feeling like they need to defend themselves, that they're wounded because they know they did somebody wrong. This is like somebody being completely aware that the choice that they made went against their higher self, which means not in alignment. And again, we're not putting judgment on that. It's just use your discernment. It's either in alignment with God or it's not. And God is all that is positive. God's never going to stoop down to a human level and start to abuse somebody. It's always the universe. It's never God doing it. Even though God created the universe, it's just people think they can think whatever they want, but I'm telling you the way that I see it and the way that it's always been. Now, when a bunch of people fuck up, like, and again, I'm not judging anybody, but I did watch this video earlier about Carnivale, whatever Carnivale is in Brazil. And, it looked like it would have been nice, except that they had these big Satan devil floats, like in a parade. Anyways, really bizarre. And then they were mocking Jesus and just doing all of this weird stuff that I don't think has to do with their culture. Anyways, the day after they did this parade thing, boom, here comes a flood. Now I bet a lot of people are thinking, oh, that's God punishing them. But what it is the universe reacting to whatever was in that parade besides the demonic shit that we were seeing that was put in our face. And when I say demonic, if you look it up, Brazil's carnival, you'll see what I'm talking about, okay? And I'm not trying to diss that or anything, but I will just say that sometimes, you know, the universe has a very funny way of responding to like disses, you know. And people are like, oh, it's God. No, it's really is karma. It's the universe. It's people should have known better not to be mocking Jesus and not to have somebody just having the devil chain up Jesus and drag him around the streets. You like, come on, like what? No, doesn't matter what religion it is. That type of shit is always going to get some type of like blowback, and it's going to be a natural blowback. So the flood that flooded them right after that, you know, it's the same thing as Burning Man. Like I see it's just the way that nature responds. The same thing as Burning Man. When Burning Man, the last 2 years, you know, people have gone out there to party and it's been total beyond disasters with rainstorms, thunderstorms, lightning storms, people getting struck by lightning, them being in tents and sandstorms coming. And it's like in Vegas, like it never fucking rains there, like ever, literally. The air in Vegas is like depleted of moisture. So this person is grieving, they're crying, they're whining. If somebody wants you back, it's not the time to go back to this person. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. Okay, you could have a child with this person could have a child, they could be getting ready to have a child. What is it with the Page of Pentacles energy? Maybe this person is a younger person. And again, we want to forgive ourselves for the sins and mistakes, which all of sin is a mistake that we made when we were younger, the hangman. This is what I'm getting at. These people that think that they can still sacrifice children to whatever devil, and their stupid devil parade is not even the beginning of that. But you know, the islands and the files, these fucking idiots, man. I don't know why they haven't figured it out yet, that it's just not going to be allowed moving forward. We're no longer in the age of Pisces. The Kali Yuga is over. That's crazy to me. The sacrifice card comes out. Of course it does. So somebody is going to try to spiritually sacrifice another person, possibly their child. And again, I hope that this is not no young people trying to sacrifice somebody else. I think people need to respect the elderly people because there is a reason that those elderly people survived the trials of life to get to where they're at. Besides the fact that it's just would be common sense to respect people who are elderly. 8 of Cups. These people have to walk away from their sacrifices. There is no chicken they can sacrifice. There's no pigeon. There's no dove. There's no pig, cow, goat, sheep, whatever else. Dog, a cat, I don't know what they sacrifice, but there is no animal that's going to clean this energy up for them. There's no like cleansing that they can do. They need to just hold tight. You know what it's giving me the feeling of in like Star Trek when they go into, what is it, like light speed, or maybe it's Star Wars and everybody's like, hold tight, ooh, and then it like goes into light speed. That's what I'm getting here. That's what it's like, literally giving me the energy of just like, okay, hold tight. It'll be over really quick. It's like the same energy if you were to jump off of a plane without a parachute. Just hang tight because it's going to be over really quick. So this is what you're being told, that these people have to walk away dissatisfied, of course, because they're not able to sacrifice. You know what I mean? They're not able to do a ritual, send a demon to you, whatever. And the jinns that are being released from the black cube that's in Mecca, that doesn't even have anything. That has to do with the lunar eclipse, but it doesn't have anything to do with these people. So just know that. Also, this hangman energy is like, it's like the time of being stuck in between birth and death. Like, it's like that type of energy. It's being, when you're here, you're stuck in a human condition, right? This younger energy does not understand the human condition. And that's why I feel like if they're trying to do these sacrifices, there is somebody here that wants to become famous off of your energy. They are very strange. Yeah, this person is being told to leave their current relationship, job, travel, relocate. They're just being told to leave, like to go, to keep it moving. I feel like these people getting away from you is probably a really good thing, because you don't need to be continuously provoked. You know, beam me up, Scotty. I love that. Yeah, you guys don't need to be continuously provoked. And this person, they are provoking you. They're in the Five of Pentacles. They have to walk away homeless. And this is why I feel like when you don't have a pot to piss in, don't be beating down on other people. This is the time to be doing right by people, not doing wrong by them. I feel like this person thought that they were going to permanently injure you or wound you with this sacrifice energy, and come to find out you're stronger. You're stronger than whatever they are working with. And also, the new age of Pisces is not the sacrifice time. That was the past. Now we're in the age of Aquarius, which is new enlightened thought, innovative ideas, breaking patterns, that type of thing. It's not going to just be like, oh, you can just go sacrifice your neighbor, go sacrifice your child, go sacrifice this, and you'll be fine. See, these people, they made a deal with the King of Pentacles. Somebody who is a deal maker, okay? Somebody that does have the money to make a deal, but this person makes deals with some type of demonic energy. So yeah, even the time for that, for making deals with the devil, is basically over. It really is. And all of these contracts that people have had for many, many years with this lower vibrational energy crap, the devil is a liar. It doesn't have to uphold its end of the contract. Okay. And first of all, and secondly, our souls don't even belong to us. Since we didn't really create them, our higher selves did, we don't have the right to just sell them at any given point. But I will say that there is a part of us that is like, you know, untouchable, that God is always in unison with. And that's what we call the higher self. It's love, joy, and peace. These people can sell them their physical selves. Yeah, they can sell themselves that way. When I first fell to this planet, the humans on it, or whatever planet it was that I went to, the humans on it, that's what they did. They sold each other, and they were proud of that. And I was like, this is fucking weird. I had no concept of money or anything like that when I was an angel. But yeah, coming to the planet, I was like, what the frick? This stuff is pretty strange. Why is everybody putting so much stress on selling one another? I also get that, you know, all this stuff that's coming to light, like the darkness will come to light. You don't have to force it. It's already happening. It's causing a lot of people to be in the Nine of Swords, you know. Oh, you're welcome, you guys. God bless you. Yeah, it's causing a lot of people to be in the Nine of Swords, which is just basically sick. These people are like pulling their hair out. They're super stressed about this sacrifice not going through. Queen of Pentacles, because you are able to stand on your own 2 feet. You could be somebody that is sympathetic to political situations, or, you know, religious ones or whatever. Or you could just like to help other people in need. But yeah, this King of Pentacles, they can't force you into signing a contract. Sign here with your blood on the dotted line. If you guys were ever to have any type of dream about doing that, you need to immediately get up and pray and cancel and rebuke that dream and say, I do not in any type of way sign my soul or sign anything over to any type of entity, because they will come into the dream state and try to fuck with y'all to get you guys to sell a part of yourself. Like I said, you can't sell the whole thing because you don't own the whole thing. But the little part that's this portion of you right now, I guess you could try to sell that if you wanted to, but it's not going to work out for your benefit, because the devil is a liar, and the devil will fuck you over whenever it's convenient for it. So you just got to remember that. And if you can't get fame naturally, or power or money or sex or whatever it is that you're signing a contract for, then you probably shouldn't have the stuff to begin with. If you can't obtain it naturally, why try to force the universe? Like, seriously, people just need to think a little bit more. Instead of being so like, oh, this is going to be the best thing. I think being famous would suck. It would really suck. You wouldn't be able to go anywhere. It would be like no peace. People always being up in your business, spreading rumors, all of that crap, which you already have that stuff going on. But, you know, being famous on top of it doesn't necessarily mean being wealthy. It just means being well known. The Emperor. So you guys have mastered something when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to what you're doing, where you're going, who you're around. I also get that, you know, you have a loving relationship with your family, which is another reason that you're not just going to be thrown to the wolves at any given moment. People need to be mindful that your roots go very deep and they can't unroot you. They don't have the power to. Ace of Wands in the reverse. These people are not being supported by the divine. Okay. The feelings of exhaustion, low energy, lethargy, and mental dullness, that's the energy of these people. Plus they're in bed. Yeah. They're over-involved and need to choose between too many commitments, loss of enthusiasm and interest in the very things that have always made them happy. This card is one of the cards, when it's in the reverse, that it represents destiny swipe or destiny swap failure, I should say. Because when you lose interest in the very things that made you happy or successful, that is the definition of a side effect of destiny swiping or swapping. Because some people are dumb enough to think that they can just, oh, that looks great, I'll just steal that from somebody else. Well, you can attempt to, but if you're not meant to do it, you're not going to be rewarded for doing it, like the person who's chosen to do it is doing it. So yeah, these people are going into freaking prison. They're going to be restricted. They're focused only on doing whatever you're doing for material success. And they're not realizing that, you know, they're about to be restricted in a major way. I think the divine realm has had enough with people just sacrificing others. Yeah. Yeah, I would just cancel and rebuke these people. Okay. And not give them your energy. But just know, if you're sliding into somebody's DMs, if you're sliding into somebody's life, randomly coming in and out, then you're giving them consent to have access to you. If you're keeping an open door with somebody, you're giving them consent to have access to you. Just know that, okay? Like, and so sometimes you just need to shut the door and be like, no more access. I'm not giving this person any access to me. And then when somebody tries to make you upset, laugh at them. What are they going to do other than like try to get you out of your own energy? And these people, they know that you have worked very hard to get to where you're at. They know that. They just don't give a fuck. They don't care because they don't understand the whole mythology. It's not even mythology, whatever the word is. They don't understand hard work. They don't understand the concept of it, like the meaning of it, because they don't have anything to work towards. Again, when they're working towards your destiny, they don't have anything to work towards. Just know that. I also get that these people need to start thinking clearly, and they're not. Their thoughts are all jumbled up, and it would require meditation. Four of Pentacles, like I said, your roots go deep. You're very deeply rooted into the earth, into a culture, into a society, a community. And these people that want to disrupt that and rip your roots up, they're going to be doing that for a very long time, Star, because you are the natural born star. This is the age of Aquarius. It's your time to shine. These people know that. I also feel like, you know, if somebody keeps coming around you, like to provoke you, and then they go, oh, stay out of my business, you just need to like literally tell that person, stop coming around me. Like, stop coming to provoke me. I would be like, first of all, if you don't want to handle dealing with fighting Archangel Michael and the divine realm, don't come at me, because you're not coming at this person in any type of way. However, they continually insist on coming at you. And I feel like this person could be trying to slide in your DMs and fuck with you. Don't allow them to. Block their number. 3 of Pentacles, because you have an actual job to do. This is like super important for you to meet with these people and assist these people. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. It's really, really, really important for you to inspire this group of people to heal and to move forward, and for you to share your star talent, traits, and abilities. That's very, very important. I also get that, like, literally, you know, hard work means working on yourself, not just on the physical realm. You're dealing with people that just don't care about the way that you feel, and it's very disrespectful, because you could easily not care about the way that they feel and they would take it completely personal. Death. Jail and death. This is like somebody trying to do a destiny swap on someone, trying to sacrifice somebody for their destiny and them getting taken out themselves. That's not cool. Or them getting their own child taken out because they were trying to swipe your destiny and put it on a young ass little child. That's also fucked up and not possible. Oh, I'm so sorry. You wake up every morning full of energy and you're being messed with. Yeah, these people, they're just trying to get energy out of you. They want to provoke you. And, you know, their whole idea is if they can get you to exchange anything with them, even if it's just energy, then they feel like they can sacrifice you and that it's going to go through, and it's not. These people are about to literally face every sacrifice that they ever tried to make being thrown at them at the same time. The Fool, because of their stupid choices. This person's very close to walking off that cliff. It's funny to me how they wanted you to take yourself out, wanted you to be all suicidal. Now the push comes to shove and the universe is sending this person's energy back to them, and now they want to walk off a cliff. Oh, fucking well. And that's sad to say. I'm not being not compassionate. I'm just saying better them than you. Okay, you're needed. They're not. If you can look at the cards here for what they have, there is nothing indicating that they serve any type of higher purpose other than the devil. And that's not a higher purpose. That's serving an idiot. So this is what I'm saying. You're over here needed by the public. Knight of Wands. This foolish ass Knight of Wands energy, they pop up every once in a while. This person is not good at like working. They're not good. They're not a consistent person. They're also not grounded. This person's chakras are completely blown out of proportion. Also, this person is exhausted from trying to steal your destiny and make you poor and make you homeless. And because they're not able to do that, now this person is being put in the position of being homeless. And they could have a child that they have to take care of. They could be saying, oh, I did all this to support my child. No, you don't have to unalive other people. You don't have to sacrifice other people's soul to the devil. You don't have to do any of that to support a child. All you have to do is get a job and go to work. But that seems to be the one thing that this Knight of Wands will not do, is mind their own fucking business. Get a job and actually go to work and do their job. Instead, they're over here too concerned about what you're doing. And like I said, what you're doing is none of their concern. It doesn't have to do with them, and you're not going to involve them. So it's none of their concern. This is like somebody, this is like a grown-ass adult wanting to like suck mommy's tit still. Okay, that's how the vibe that I get from this person. They're stuck in the Seven of Cups illusions, being delusional, can't balance their dark side. Whose fault is that? What does that even have to do with you? Seriously. What the hell does this person not doing their shadow work and drinking from this cup of illusions have to do with you? They could be experiencing a very strange, they consider it to be a strange paranormal, psychic, spiritual event. No, it's called the universe and the spiritual realm clapping back from all of the shit that this person has done. That's what they're experiencing. And they're confused and delusional about it. And they're also very frightened. This is why these people are stuck in bed. This Knight of Wands is going to cause a lot of other people to suffer that don't need to suffer. And that's going to be on them. Knight of Cups. I'm serious. This is still the same person. They just want to wear a different mask every other day. No, you're not sitting around waiting to be saved by some dumbass. You know God yourself. You have your own connection to God. You don't need to sit around to be saved. You can save yourself right now by going within. This person doesn't understand. Yeah, they're watching you. Page of Swords. They won't stop watching you. This is probably why they're so unhappy, is because they see that, like, literally, they see that... I don't mean to laugh at them, but, like, seriously, this person is watching you and they see you stable and they're just like, well, what can I do to have some of that? They need to go establish their own stability instead of trying to leech off of yours. Okay, what else do we need to know? I also get that, like, you could be working on a project and you're not just going to abandon your project because this person is a needy little bitch. They need to grow up, you know? They need to grow up. Point blank, period. And I wouldn't give this person any energy. 3 of Cups, because you're over here celebrating. It's your time to shine. It's also your time to have a good, abundant harvest. It's your time to be rewarded and paid. Anybody trying to block you from making a living is going to be put in homelessness and death. That's what's going to happen to them. And if they're trying to sacrifice you so they can live on, or their child can live on, that is not going to happen. You are valued by the universe. You hold actual worth with God in the universe. This person, what the fuck do they even serve? What's their highest purpose? Does this person even, they don't even know. They already made a contractual agreement with this King of Pentacles who works for the devil. So these people have nothing to offer. They're no talent ass having losers. They don't have natural abilities. The Moon. This is their ability to go do some fucking bullshit witchcraft. These people are being tested. They could be trying to watch you while you sleep. I would be, you know, using prayer before you go to bed. And if you wake up and have any weird dreams or any weird feelings, I would also be like praying, you know, Psalm 91, Psalm 23. But yeah, these people, they're being tested. Their gifts are about to be taken from them, whatever those gifts were. Queen of Cups, because you're not just going to sit around and let nobody come in and stomp all over you. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. You're also not going to let anybody come onto your property that isn't invited. And this is what I'm saying about this person just wanting to slide into your messages. I cannot fucking stand people that the moment that a big transition for me is about to happen, here comes this fucking dumbass person. I can't stand that shit. When people message me on major transitions, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, okay, thank you for making it known that you're the one that I need to remove, but I don't want you anywhere fucking near me because you're trying to ride my coattails or fuck up my ascension, and you only come in at this important time of transition. I can sniff those fucking rats out. And so I literally will do anything in my power to avoid that shit, because I don't like to be contacted around major transitions like tonight. You know what I mean? Especially not by nobody that is on some lower vibrational bullshit and wants to just drag me to hell with them. I'm not going to hell. And if I do, it's because I run the place and I can leave whenever the fuck I want. These people, they're not going to be able to leave. I also get that, like, they think that you're just going to sit around and accept this bullshit behavior from them. No, First of all, when it comes to dealing with people who are empathic, you guys are empathic people. These other people are not aware of their energy. They have no fucking awareness whatsoever. They're completely dull and brainless. And so they don't understand by them contacting you around a major transition that they're really projecting all of their disgusting fucking energy onto you, which they know that you'll absorb, and they're happy with that. I would be like, ain't my energy. Nope. It goes back to wherever it came from. I'm not accepting that. And I'm not accepting any energy through the internet. I'm not accepting any of that shit at all. Or through the phone, any type of device. No. Not around a major transition to where you should be paying attention to what your energy and your body is telling you and listening to that. 10 of Cups, because somebody wants to interrupt your 10 of Cups, your happily ever after, your contentment, your joy. Welcome everybody coming into the chat. Somebody wants to disrupt this. They don't like you being at peace. And because there's a stupid motherfucker, they think that this is all that you are. And they completely move past the point that you are much more than that. That may be what you show to the world, but you have no problem getting gangster on somebody if they play fucking games with you. And this is why I feel like these people, it would be better for them to just go do their bullshit moon magic and sit around for the rest of their fucking lives waiting for this shit to work, because I can guarantee it's not going to work. You know, people who have been other people's handlers like Hailey Bieber, you know, the people are waking up. The handlers are getting outed. Their ritualistic abuse that they've been doing to manipulate other people and to keep them under their control, all of that is coming to an end. And all these fake ass people that want everybody else to think that they're legit when they're not. 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, it is because of the work that you do for God and the Holy Spirit and for yourself that you are in a position to help others. Why don't they understand that? That what you're doing, the planet needs. It needs a fresh perspective. It doesn't need more people reciting the same fucking shit from whatever book that was written by a dead person that you can't even talk to now. Like, I'm serious. And these people that are NPCs that don't know who they are, that run around reciting shit that is a fucking nonsense, it's taken out of context. Those people we don't need more people like that talking. We need people that have a fresh, new, authentic, real perspective adding to this world. All right? The world doesn't need the same shit that it just had. Like, this is what I'm saying. People need to learn to think on their own and to have their own opinions, but know that their opinion does not outweigh the universe's bigger picture. Okay? So this person can have their opinion about you, but literally it does not outweigh the way that your higher self thinks about you, the way that you think about yourself, the way that others think about you. It doesn't outweigh that. A couple people having a problem with you, or even, I don't care if this is even billions of people. This could be everybody else on the planet having a problem with you, and they still are not going to be successful because they do not have the universe on backing them on anything that they're doing. These people are in the 4 of Cups, completely bored with their own life, losing interest in this is the second destiny swap card, failed destiny swap card. Yeah. So I get that, you know, these people, they're emotionally exhausted because they're not able to accomplish something, but they're not ever going to accomplish it. It's not meant to be. That's why. Knight of Swords. And they might want to be mindful about this aggressive ass energy that they keep trying to send to you, that you can easily just send that back. And when you speak your truth in whatever way, people are going to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? An NPC is like somebody that's not consciously there. They're like what does it represent? A non-person player or something. Non-player character. Yeah. They're stuck in the matrix, basically. I also get that You know, somebody wants to take old laws and then, or old things that are maybe written in the holy book, and then they want to change it so that it impacts the world today, but they can't change the words that were already written, and they can't formulate whatever this persecution is so that it tailors to your situation. Okay, I'm serious. The Tower. Some people just need to realize that, you know, whatever they were worshiping was not, obviously not God, especially if it's saying some evil shit. These people are in the Tower because they abuse their power one too many times, and they have no remorse whatsoever for hurting and harming others. That's insane to me, because you cannot hurt another person without hurting yourself. What you do to others will happen to you. And so you just want to do the best that you can to be good to yourself and good to others, good to your family, good to your kids, your parents, your teachers, and even to the people that are not good to you. A lot of the times, by you not reacting to them, you are showing them that you are the better person. And yes, you can become better than other people by making better choices. It's either more in alignment with your higher self or less. And the more things that you do that are in alignment with your higher self, the faster you will progress. The more things that you do that are not in alignment, like following somebody else's words and taking that to be law, rather than asking yourself, you know, your higher self, what is this compatible or not? I feel like some people just want to, you know, they want to hurt other people, and they want to be told that it's okay to do so. And I'm one to tell you that it's not. It will always come back to you. Whether it happens right this second, tomorrow, next week, or in the future, it's universal law. It will always come back. And that's why you should just try to do your best by doing right to others and right to yourself. And if you have a family, take care of your family. Pray for your family. Pray for your neighbors. Not so that your neighbors come to your religion or whatever it is. Pray just that they're okay. Pray that they have a connection. Like I've told you my experiences where I see demons trying to enter people's houses, and some houses they can get in and some houses they can't. And I started praying for my neighbors because I don't want them being influenced by demons. But yeah. Nine of Pentacles. You were born single, self-sufficient. You're going to stay single, self-sufficient. Maybe not single forever, but you are going to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. You know, when I say you don't need these people, you don't need these people. You definitely don't need their bullshit, and you definitely don't need them sliding. These people are disgusting to me. They only slide into your DMs when it's convenient for them. They only slide into your life when it's convenient for them, when they need to come up in some type of way, or when they need to harvest a lot of energy. And that's one thing that I completely think is abuse, and it's psychic vampirism, to be harvesting another person's energy. And people think that they're going to become full of energy by stealing it from others. Why don't they just go to God and get the energy, all the energy that they need? Going within, recharging, resting, rejuvenating. Why don't these people fucking heal? Like, I'm serious. They're waiting for Jesus to come down off of a cloud and heal them from some shit that they caused themselves. Some things that they legitimately straight up did to themselves by picking up a bad ritual book or doing some crazy shit. Like, you've got to be joking. Why are we throwing everything on Jesus to save us from our fucking selves? Because really, there's nothing that's out here to get anybody. Not the way that people think that it is. If we go within and we heal the issue that caused this situation, these people will disappear overnight. That's why I say they're NPCs. They're not main characters. Not in your story. These people are definitely not in your bigger picture. And they don't even serve a bigger purpose. You know what I mean? They don't have a group of people that needs to hear from them. These people they need like at least a week in jail, if not more, so that they can learn that life does not revolve around obsessing about you. And if they didn't do this dumbass witchcraft, they would not be obsessed over you. But because they decided to do the witchcraft, well, there's nothing in any of these spell books that says especially when you fuck with other people's free will, which is a violation against spiritual law. There's nothing that says, oh, yeah, this spell, it's going to work no matter what. I mean, obviously, if you do a spell on somebody else, there's a chance it could backfire. And these people, they just didn't take that into account. They were like, oh, I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want because that's what I'm used to doing. Nobody can tell me no. This little book that I have here says that I am a man and I can, or I'm this, and I can do whatever the fuck I want without any consequences. And then here comes the consequences. It's like, seriously, it could have been completely avoided. But these people, they feel like they need to silence everybody else and stop everybody else's opinion. There's not going to be a world where everybody thinks the same exact thing. Okay, everybody's allowed to have the free will to think what they want to think. There is no world where everyone thinks the same thing. So there's got to be some type of like compromise or just mutual respect for other people's cultures and beliefs, you know? And then as long as those cultures are not trying to force another culture into what they're doing, I don't see any problem with them having their own culture. Like, you know, I think that having diversity makes this planet a much more interesting place. But if that diversity is causing people to want to hurt each other, then I also think that there needs to be more oneness. Because like I said, you can't hurt another person without hurting yourself. And how you lose them or how you get them is how you'll lose them. If you got that person by stealing them from somebody else, you're going to lose that person by that person being stolen away. It's just, it's literally common sense. It's not complicated. 3 of Swords. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Third party situations, cheating, divorce, scandal, people leaving each other, people breaking up. You are not nobody's rebound. I would be affirming that to the universe right in the comments. I am not anybody's rebound. What the hell is that? And, you know, for those of you that are women, you know that your energy is very potent. It's very powerful. And you're not just going to go around opening your legs and spreading that energy to and I'm not judging the women that do this, okay? If they've got extra to share and they want to go ahead and do that, by all means, go do that. But the women that know about themselves spiritually are not going to be going around spreading their energy to every fucking person because not every person has good energy. That's why when 2 fleshes become 1 flesh, the DNA starts to go like this because it's 2. Turning into 1. That's like creating a bloodline. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's crazy. Also, somebody might accuse you of having a filter on or something. You don't have a fucking filter. It's called a light. Okay? You probably just turn the light on. Like, literally. I get that these people are trying to figure you out in such a way that they're disregarding their own well, I would say their own life by obsessing about yours. Empress, this is what I'm saying. The Empress attracts. They don't go chasing after men. The Empress is not somebody that puts people in third-party situations or puts a man in, God, what is it called? Like, I don't know if to call it an enchantment or a spell or whatever, but the Empress is not going to go putting people up under witchcraft to force somebody that doesn't love them to love them. That is some like weird side hoe, Queen of Wands type energy, okay? 8 of Wands. These people are at a crossroads because they can no longer support themselves and they're wondering how you've been able to make it. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. You're over here with the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune. You're balancing your yin and yang energy. Everybody has feminine and masculine energy. Everyone does. I also get that, like, you could be fighting for freedom. You could be fighting for your own freedom so that you can stay a free person. Sometimes when people think that you're alone or single, they like to target you and try to make you the joke of the neighborhood or whatever. And these people that are getting married young as fuck to people that they shouldn't be with, that are getting all these false prophet readings from their fucking church, that are going around selling this dumbass Bible thing, not the Bible, but other, I'm not trying to label the Mormons, but they're selling their own version of shit door to door, and they think that's their divine life purpose, and then just to have a fuckload of kids. These people, why they look at single people and be like, damn, and they hate single people or people who haven't made those same choices, I should say. Why they do that is because they're stuck in a marriage they don't want to be in with a bunch of kids that they don't fucking want. That's why. Sometimes all it is that you represent the choices that they did not make, that they could have made, but they followed what everybody else told them to do. Like, you know, getting married, doing this, having as many children as possible, right? I feel like in the future there should be I know that the Anunnaki have a technology to analyze people's genetics before they breed, but I think in the future there should be a mandatory program instead of just getting knocked up whenever and having children. And there should be a genetic program that you get penalized a certain amount of money if you do that, rather than being responsible, plugging your DNA into a machine that says, hey, this is not going to create a child that has deformities, mental retardation, or something else that is not going to, continue the human race. I don't think it has to be anything that has to do with religion or spirituality at all. It just has to do with common sense and science. And what type of tomorrow are we creating? If we're knowingly creating children that are mentally and physically disabled, then we have to rely on those children to take care of us, but we can't because we have to take care of them forever. That seems irresponsible. It just does. And that's not me dissing anybody's perspective. It just seems irresponsible not to make sure that the genetics are going to produce. It's like if you had a horse, think of it this way. If you had a horse and you were studying this horse out, you would not stud the horse out to its mother. You would go find another horse that's of the same caliber to stud the horse out with, to have a baby. Just think about it that way, is that we do that with animals, but we won't do it for ourselves. That's crazy, right? And it would cut down the cost of a lot of medical bills if we would just have an easy technology that, of course, I don't know what we have technology wise, but I will just say that if they can do it with horses, I'm sure that they can figure out, with people as well. This is your turn to spin the Wheel of Fortune. You guys are winning. Yeah, you know what? I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like it's so much God's will. I think it's people taking it into their own hands to just, marry their cousins or whatever, to do whatever, and then they don't think about the consequences or the statistics. But I don't think it's God causing anybody to suffer, because again, God gives us free will. We can choose what we want to do, but there will be consequences, and that's the part of learning. But if people don't ever understand the bigger lesson, then they keep repeating the same circumstances. And that's where patterns, that's where you could look at genetic, because I don't like to look at things as curses, but you could look at patterns that are genetic that way, that it's just been something that's been repeated. And yes, it will cause you to grow and to learn, but a lot of the times it has to do with the choices that we make as people. And of course, everybody gets dealt their own hand of cards in life, but we do have a higher say we have a say in how we deal with that cards, the hand of cards we get. If you were to look at poker, everybody gets dealt their own hand of cards, their own circumstances, their own traumas, their own, genetic stuff going on in their lineage. But what we do with that is the choices that we have. And if we choose to be ignorant and to not be responsible, then we're going to have consequences that cause us to have to go through shit. But the thing is that either way, whether you go through a bunch of shit or you go through less amounts of stuff, it's still going to cause you to learn. So none of it's actually bad. That's why there is no real wrong. It's just either in alignment with your higher self or it's not. If it feels good and is peaceful and loving and caring and joyful and blissful, that's something that's in alignment with higher self. And Esther Hicks, if you guys don't know about this other platform, it's called Esther Hicks, Esterhicks. She channels a group consciousness called Abraham that talks about this stuff. Not so much the God stuff, but she talks about getting into the vortex, tapping into that positive energy, and she goes on rampages of just positive thought after positive thought. It's a very powerful process, you guys. For those of you that are wanting to gain stability, I would definitely check her platform out. When I was in my darkest times, I would listen to her words, and it would help me process things so that I could start to get my mind out of whatever it was that it was stuck in. But yeah, I get that this Wheel of Fortune is going to stay with you. This is something it's not just going to be like you spin it one time, you get a reward. This is something that you can spin over and over again. Six of Pentacles. And these people, they want to make you a beggar, but that's not your energy. These people owe. They owe the universe. And if they're trying to bargain with stolen energy, think of how stupid that is. When you call your power and your energy back to you and it depletes these people, what are they going to do then? Like I said, they could easily go within and access their higher self God. They could go meditate. They could go do yoga. They could go for a walk. They could pray. They could do anything that would raise their vibration. But these people, they don't want to have to work. That's like the way that they feel is that everybody else should be doing all of the work while they benefit. It's a very weird way to think. Because I personally would be so unhappy if I was sitting around having nothing the fuck to do at all ever. Like seriously. That would drive me crazy. And some people are like that. Some people are not. Like I like something that takes up some of my time and expands me. These people, they're afraid of growth and afraid of expansion, and they're afraid of their own shadow and afraid of healing. These people are probably blaming everything on the devil, even though they knowingly align themselves with the devil energy. Ten of Pentacles. Because this Ten of Pentacles is part of your Wheel of Fortune. It belongs to you. There's nobody that's going to slide into your DMs and strip you of this. They need to just get another idea going. Something else. It seems weird to me that somebody wants to affect your living housing situation and your destiny. They don't want you having a home. When you build your home with God being the core energy of it, what are these people going to do? Strength. These people do not see your strength. This is a big piece of the information that they're missing here. Is that you are stronger and you can endure anything, but you're not going to have to. Like when you go through an experience, let's look at Job, for example. Job goes through an experience, loses everything to the devil, like over a bet. This is just a story, but like loses everything. Wives, donkeys, camels, and whatever else that Job had. Loses everything, and is at his lowest still. And the devil's like, yeah, I bet when you take away all of Job's blessings, Job's not going to love you and bless you then. And Job's going to curse you. And that's what the devil's like saying to God. And God's like, nah, I think that Job's a really good guy. You can, I guess we'll just see. You can do your worst to them. But just know that when Job does, because God knows, obviously, that the divine knows that Job is not going to be like, fuck you, like, I betray you and shit like that. No. And so when it goes down and Job loses everything, it's a very unfortunate thing. But by him gaining twice and triple and quadruple the amounts of things back, it doesn't take away from what was already lost, but it does like make up for it in the way that he learns basically what it is to go through loss, to go through grieving, to go through all of these other experiences, and he becomes a stronger person, aka stronger. Yes, more blessed, but also stronger because of the adversity. So that's why adversity is not bad. It doesn't feel good. It's not bad for you. It makes you stronger. But when you already know your strength or know about it, when people try to go do dumb shit and it's not your time to go through that type of lesson, it comes back on them immediately. And that's what you're dealing with here. Somebody wanted you to be a third party mistress to them, or some type of concubine or some weird shit. And it's a no. You're like, I'm not sharing this sacred divine energy that is God with anybody except for somebody that really respects me. And these people, they don't respect themselves. So how can they respect you? They worship a false idol, okay? Which is whatever book they're reading from, whatever the fuck they're worshiping is not legit, okay? If it was, these people wouldn't be showing up in the position that they're in. And secondly, I don't think that there's any type of book except for some evil witchcraft thing that exists out there that says, oh, go sacrifice an innocent person. Like, what the fuck is that? I don't know where that whole idea came from. But remember, these people, the only reason that they've ever had anything in their life is because they've had to sacrifice others, step on other people to get it. If you have to crush somebody else to get something that you want, you shouldn't have whatever that is. If I felt like I needed to go hurt other people to get what I needed, well, I just wouldn't do it. I would not even go for whatever it is that I think that I need if I have to destroy somebody else to have it. That doesn't even make sense, because I know that whatever that is that I'm trying to get, that I had to hurt others to get, most likely is low vibrational and karmic. It's just going to bring about more problems. So it's like, I'm okay with accepting where I'm at, with accepting my fate, with accepting whatever God and the universe has for me, for better or for worse. And that doesn't mean that, you know, me accepting it doesn't mean that I'm going to have 100% days that are always happy and perfect. There's obviously going to be ups and downs in life. But the more that you and I choose things that are in alignment with our higher selves, which is love, joy, compassion, and peace, the better things are going to go, because that's what we're actively choosing, even if we do get tested. And these people, they're being tested right now because they wanted to put you through the Job season to where you were like, oh, why, God, why am I losing this? Why don't I have this? Why, blah, 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 blah. They wanted you to go through that. But let's see them make it through it. You've already survived it, is what it shows me. It's like you're not even in that energy now. You've already survived it. Let's see if these people can survive it. And this is another reason I would never put anybody through anything that I wouldn't think that I could make it through. This Six of Pentacles energy is owing. They owe the devil, and they're not going to pay with you, and they're not going to take from you, and they're not going to slide into your energy at the very moment of transition. These people are literally stupid. Okay? And if you take these people with you, you won't be allowed into the higher dimension because these people cannot go. They are destructive. They would bring the higher dimension and make it lower. And so when you're allowed to move forward and to enter into a heavenly version of Earth, these people cannot come with you. It's the same thing as like the rapture. You have to be willing to like, and I don't believe in the rapture in the same way the Bible does, but looking at it that way, when you get accepted into like a higher education, into a higher vibration, you cannot take everything and everybody with you. It's just you. And then the other people that are accepted. Does that make sense? So it's like, but I don't believe in the rapture like how other people do. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. These people are kicking themselves in their own butts right now. Little financial gain after taking a huge risk. Loan default. Whatever these people were loaned to go get your soul and bring it to the devil, they're not able to pay up. They owe. Anxiety over mounting debts. Financial security is threatened. Their credit may be overextended. Duh. Many possible financial choices with no clear answers. Investments are a disappointment. Action without planning dooms finances. These people were really quick to go ahead and act and try to steal from you and destroy something. And what they didn't do was create anything for themselves. And this is why they're, literally being shown that that was not the way. You know what I mean? Nobody can force you to love them if you don't love them. Nobody can force you to open your legs to them if you don't want to. Nobody can force you to do anything, not when you have the strength card. That means that you're stronger than the force that they're trying to use against you, which also means that these people, they owe a lower vibrational energy and they're not strong enough to use you. Because that lower vibrational energy doesn't want anything from you. High Priestess. These people know also, and this is why I feel like people that fuck with other people that are intuitive are stupid. These people doubt your High Priestess ability. They do not believe in it. They think that you're either a fake or that whatever. I don't even care what these people think. It's being shown already, the strength in the High Priestess, that you can see through any type of plot, scheme, and plan, and you're always going to be alerted before a snake comes slithering in your grass. Like literally, you're always going to be alerted. Your abilities, they work to help keep you alive. They're another sense, like we have the 5 senses or whatever. They're just another sense. I also get that these people thought that they could attain something that you have, and they're not even close. You're already at the finish line, and you cut these people off. You told them no. You could have been like, yeah, I don't want to be a part of that. I'm not accepting that. And, no, thank you. I just don't want to be connected to anything that, is low vibrational. You could have literally just very blankly stated, and it's not even like, I don't want to be connected to you. It's like, if these people are doing witchcraft, which they are, you don't want to be connected to anybody low vibrational as you go through this major transition, And this is what I'm saying. Like, they can't force you into giving up your riches, your wealth, your power, your energy. They can't do anything about that. If you don't want to freely give it, you don't want to freely give it, and you don't have to. Literally, what the fuck is wrong with these people? They think that you should just forfeit your own fame, and this is like somebody that's like, just leave behind that dream. Just give up on yourself and come be with me. I'll take care of you. This person can't even take care of themselves. They need you to take care of them. This person wants to use you to pay their debts. The hell? I would continue to move towards your own fame, public recognition, being rewarded and being seen, because that's what the universe has prepped you for your entire life, is for you to be known and seen. These people got a problem with that. Tell them to take it up with the universe and with God. They got a problem with you fulfilling your destiny. Tell them to take it up with the fates. I would be like, why don't you go argue with the spiritual realm then? And watch, these people will do it, and they'll get slapped out, and they'll learn eventually that they should just mind their own business and leave other people alone. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. This is what I'm saying. These people are like trying to run in really quick with this Knight energy, they think because you're alone that you need to be saved, that you need deliverance. Some people do believe weird shit. They believe that you can't get into heaven without having a wife or a husband. That's completely inaccurate, but whatever. Some people really do believe weird shit. So they think that because of their belief system, they think that you need them, that you're desperate, and that you'll just accept any old thing. No, I would not be lowering your standards at any moment, literally, because these people, they want you to lower your standards. Don't do that. King of Swords. This person actually does have moral standards. I feel like this King of Swords could be telling these people that, it's time for them to pay up, and they attempted this little scheme here against you. They're not able to take you down. They're not able to overthrow you. They can't make you look stupid. They can't make people believe that you are worth sacrificing. And so nobody else is going to, you know, nobody else is going to seed into this shit. Also, where you have already finished and completed something could be a cycle. These people don't have any authority over you, and they can't just make you do what they say. They wish they could, but they can't. This person just wants to suck your energy up. They would deplete you of every resource. This is why you just need to love yourselves and realize that, you know, if it is a community, if it is an area code, if it is a town, if it is a group of people, think about this. Could it be something in the water? It could be. We don't know, but there's a reason that a whole group of people is super fucked up and stupid. It could be something in the water. It doesn't have to be, but I'm just saying, what is the commonality between these people? Is it religion? Is it a belief? Is it a gender? Is it, you know, a way of thinking? Is it a practice? Besides the fact that these people all practice magic, what is it? The commonality? Maybe they're Freemasons. Okay, what else do we need to know that's of great importance? You guys continue to love yourselves, continue to shine. Let's get the likes up, everybody, please and thank you. Continue to put in the work, because your work is making the biggest difference here. You're showing the universe, and this is why I love you guys so much, because you're showing God and the universe that you are an important investment. Okay, God loves all of its creation, all of its investment. But when you do the things that are in alignment with your higher self, you're making God a priority. You're making the divine a priority in your life. And that means that if any tragedy were to ever occur, like a natural disaster, you are going to be scooped up and rescued, just like Enoch was many times. Okay, he was scooped up and rescued when there was tragedies. So I feel like you guys are doing that. You've made yourselves important, and you've also left the human race with a body of work, whether this is just your testimony and a piece of art you created. Think about how art is so influential, a book you've written, it could be a movie you've done, whatever this is, you've already left the world with something that's very inspirational that will eventually make its way to other people, and others will benefit from it. And it's going to happen more so while you're alive than after. You know how like Van Gogh, everybody told him that he was a shit artist, and then the moment he died, like right after that, he became famous. This is not one of those situations. You're not going to be a starving artist. Like whatever this is that you want to do, it's successful in the now, and you're making it modern as well. 3 of Wands. Yes, these people, they want access to your divine power, to your truth, and they also want access to the secrets of your destiny. They don't have that though. Access, that's what they don't have. Even if they were going to attempt to do this new business idea, these people, they don't have the energy, they don't have the ambition, they don't have the passion that's needed to start this type of work. They don't have the like gumption. They don't have what it takes. They would fall off easily. The moment that they get rejected and get told no, this is why these people will never make it. They're just going to be like, oh, I'll just go back to stealing from others. No, stealing from others, being a thief is not a real profession. That is what I would call a fake profession, being a fucking thief. But yeah, these people would steal your joy, steal your peace, steal your happiness. This is why you have to protect yourself, so that you can live a life that's worth living. Who would want to be just caged up with this other person that's a fucking animal? Ace of Cups. You guys are divinely loved by the Most High. You're also teaching your children how to fill their own cup of love, and then how to help others. And this is a beautiful thing. This is why you're needed, and these people are not. They're not teaching their children anything good. They're not instilling like, oh, good, positive things. Think good thoughts. You know, Tinkerbell comes along. If you know about Peter Pan, Tinkerbell's a little fairy that comes along and sprinkles pixie dust on people. But the thing is that if the people can't think positive thoughts, if they can't think happy thoughts, they cannot fly. Think of that analogy right there. You could have as much pixie dust as you need, but if you can't think positive thoughts, you can't get off the ground. And that's what these people are lacking. They're pessimistic in their thinking. They can't think positive thoughts, and they don't do things that are in alignment. And that's a big, big issue. It's one of many big issues. Six of Swords. These people are experiencing some type of court case, some type of battle, some type of loss. They don't want to admit it, though, because that would make them look like the lazy, good-for-nothing people that they are. They could be getting evicted from something. I feel like the feds are watching these people, this group of people. The feds are watching them. Whatever they've done that's illegal, the feds have already seen it. So it's only a matter of time before they get processed and put into jail. And that's why the jail card did come out for them. But as far as these people being able to take you to court, block you and steal you or kill you or whatever the fuck they want to do to you, they're not getting their hands on you. Never. Page of Cups. I'm serious. Page of Cups is like somebody that's into really expensive stuff, but they don't have anything to offer other than something that's skin deep. And yes, you could be dealing with people that are racist, sexist, all of that stuff. Let them think the way that they want to think. Okay, that's their broken mentality. It's not yours. And you are not what people think you are. Like, just know that. It doesn't matter if the whole world's thinking something about you. You are not what they think you are. You are divinely protected by Archangel Michael, and so are your children. So is your other family members. So are your loved ones. These people, they never, ever could have anticipated running into this much opposition. Judgment. Because they do feel like they're up under judgment because they've done this to too many people. Womanizers. And not just womanizers, but it could be the opposite of a womanizer, which would be womanizing a man. Like literally, these people are up under judgment. They're also in court for something that they've done that they can't take back, that they were recorded doing. All right, what do we need to know as an outcome for the situation? That you're going to get some good news. This could literally be you getting a letter in the mail, you getting somebody letting you know that these people, well, you're getting good news from Archangel Michael that they are blocked. That's pretty good news. That you get to move forward. You could also be getting a document in the mail, like it could be an approval paper to maybe a loan or something else. Yeah, these people, they're going to want to take what you have, but they don't have the power to do that. They're stuck carrying these burdens. These people look at their own children like a burden. They don't look at their kids as a blessing and be like, wow, God actually blessed me with another living being. They don't look at that. And then this card flew out in the reverse, and I caught it like that, like a ninja. Four of Swords in the reverse. These people lack the strength to point for their own, to fight for their own point of view. They can't point at you and you can't point at another person. Think about it. One finger goes forward. How many goes back? 3. You can't point at another person without pointing at yourself. These people need to update their will. Damn, that sounds bad. Yeah, they're creating the conflict that's holding up progress. Literally. Wow. There will be changes in their affairs. Conflict continues to dominate their life. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so basically they need to update their will. That's a very scary message. I really don't like that one. Damn. And literally, If these people, if they loved you like they say they do, they would have made you a priority when they had you around, but they put you on the back burner. They sat on you. They moved like a snail. They wanted to put you in positions to where you would have to need them. They wanted to break you down so they could build you back up. This is not the military, bitch. It's called life. That's what the military does. Breaks you down so they can build you back up in whatever way they want. Yeah, King of Wands. I'm serious. You've already said no to this person multiple times. This person's going to pass away without having a will. And people are going to just be like free-for-all grabs from their shit. I'm serious. Yeah, I mean, some people don't create wills. I don't have a will. Like, literally, any of the shit that I have, who the fuck would want it? Like, seriously. Deranged-ass people, I guess. But, yeah. I would just say give it to charity or whatever, somebody that's in need. But don't give it to these greedy people. This person is like wanting to they want to take you out of the game of life by killing you and then taking your shit. This is like a very old concept just being done in a modern time. Ace of Swords, but you're protected by the divine realm. So they can't do that. And you're protected by Archangel Michael and you're getting justice. You're going to get justice for you and for your children. If this is about a stolen inheritance, you're getting it back. It may take some time, but you're getting it back. If this is about this could also have to do with a stolen inheritance that happened, but then the judge that signed off on whatever the corrupt shit is, they're either no longer a judge or every transaction that they've ever been made because they got found out about in some type of way is up under judgment. You see, when there's a judge that has been doing corrupt shit, when they get caught, not only the feds, but the actual government goes through every decision that they ever made while being a judge and then refixes it. Like they'll do a reassessment of whatever it was because they find out that the judge is corrupt. And this is what I'm saying. It's like the amount of corruption in this situation is completely ridiculous. I also get that justice is your good karma. It's your good dharma coming in. You're getting to move forward. These people are going to have the police after them. Especially this King of Wands and this Knight of Wands. Yeah. They owe. Let these people do what they want. They owe the devil. They've got to pay the devil. Confirmation. They have to pay the devil. You don't. You didn't make a contract with the devil. Why would you have to pay for these people's debts? Let's be realistic here. Coming in and killing you, how is taking your life from you going to get these people the objects that you own? Because these people want to sell you. If these people could fucking sell you, they would traffic you. They just straight up would do that if they could, but they can't. They can't get close enough to you. You would have to open a door to them or let them in. And you could be on the other side of the world from them, or you could be moving to another part of the world. That could be part of your justice to get away from these people. I feel like they owe the devil. The devil may be upset, but the devil's not going to take it out on you. These people will, but the devil's not. The devil's going to take it out on them. And then they're going to want to take it out on you because they weren't able to successfully dupe you out of something. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. 7 of Wands. You have defended yourself. You standing your ground. You literally standing up to people and saying, get out of my energy, stay away from me, and don't fuck with me. You know? Sometimes people compete for your energy and your resources. This devil's not doing it. These people are. I feel like you're not going to give up your time, your energy, or your resources to people who are ingrates. Why would you ever give to people who are not even grateful for you being alive? And they can't even be grateful for their own children, let alone another human being that's an adult. The Hierophant. Yeah, these people are going to be judged majorly, and they're going to be blocked. And that's basically the end of their story. They're going to be blocked from sacrificing children to this devil energy. This is fucking over. Whatever demonic Epstein Island crap that was going on, this is done. It's over. All of these people got to owe the devil. And you can tell that they're paying. They're going to pay greatly. And they're not going to be using your children or anybody else's children to do that. Okay, what else do we need to know? It doesn't matter how many Queens of Wands there are that are out there sacrificing their children. The sacrifice was for nothing because they ain't getting shit. They're not getting anything except for regret. And you're over here about to get into a love union while these people are put in the 10 of Swords and you complete a project. I feel like this is your ultimate destiny for you to have what you want and to live your life in peace. What are these people going to do about it? They wouldn't know the first thing about peace. I also feel like you don't need to explain yourself to people. You just need to stand up for yourself and not allow people to play in your face. Don't allow people that are, if you're around a group of people and they're talking bad on somebody that's not there to defend themselves, and I'm not talking about like talking bad on celebrities who are corrupt and caught up. I'm talking about like, if they're talking about somebody that you don't know that's not there, then you have to understand that those people are, you can't trust their word. They will talk about you when you're not there. And who wants that? This is why I feel like you guys stay away from people, is because you've had enough of that experience. You've had enough of this shit. You're like, enough with this shit. I don't want to be around it. And that in itself caused you to isolate. But again, isolating is not a bad thing when you're staying away from people who would hurt and harm you. And these people think that going out and partying every weekend, which I'm not judging, there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. But they think that having threesomes, third-party situations, extramarital affairs and all of this other crap, they think that that shit is a good idea. And they just haven't lived enough of life to realize that it's a very bad idea, you know? And it doesn't have to do with the laws in a Bible. It has to do with how you take care of yourself. If you're sharing your energy with other people that you don't even fucking hardly know, then, you know, hopefully these people use protection, but I doubt it. They don't believe in protecting themselves or others. They don't believe in protection at all. So you continue to move forward. These people can't do anything about that. All right, you guys? Thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. I'm so happy that you guys are here and that you're going through this portal, this 3-3 portal. This is a beautiful time, you guys. It's a beautiful time. So remember, the 2 books that are in the description box below, The Truth of God, Advanced Intuitive Living Workbook. Why I talk about this is because the techniques in it I use every day and it changes my life. So the God technique raises you out of your ego into looking out through the eyes of your higher self, aka God, so that you can gain your own real connection and not have to rely on somebody else's. The joy versus anger technique gives you the ability to ask yes and no questions so you can get an immediate response back and then be divinely led throughout life so you're not just making random choices. And then also the 1 to 10 ratio gives you the ability to assess like what compatibility a situation is before you get into it. And the mind technique gives you the ability to get rid of the thoughts and beliefs that are no longer serving you and the emotional mental baggage so you don't keep creating it. This is like the cheat code to the universe, how to break free of the matrix and create your own reality. The second book that we're going to talk about is the book that I've written. It's called Vassago, Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, but I didn't write it by myself. I wrote it with Vassago, which is an Ars Goetia spirit of divination and mapping the human consciousness, aka tarot. Because throughout your life as a human, you will either experience the energy of every single one of the cards in the deck, or you'll be in that energy yourself. And so that's why tarot maps the human consciousness. So I have the link to this exact deck. You want to start with the original Rider-Waite, Ryderwaite, because if you learn the interpretation from these cards, you can go to any specialty deck like this one. And when it gives you abstract pictures, you'll know what the card actually means. And you won't be going like, oh, I don't understand the picture, because that sometimes happens to me. And then this book, you can use it as many times as you want. okay, to create, and it will teach you how to read cards for yourself and for other people, for those of you that are interested. The links to these books are in the description box below. But this book starts off with a 14 zodiac tarot card spread that you pull 2 cards for each position. One position is the south node where your ego's at. The other is the north node where your destiny's at. And then it gives you information on how to step into your destiny. The spell that you do with that is to connect with your own destiny. And then for each of the major arcana cards, like the Sun, the Hangman, well, I'll read a little bit from the Hangman since we were talking about sacrifice. But for each of the major arcana cards, there is a tarot card spread that does a deep dive, and then there is a spell that goes along with that. So for the Lovers, it's to draw in love. The spell is for the High Priestess is for self-enlightenment. Let's see, we're looking for the Hangman. The Wheel of Fortune is to attract good fortune. The Justice is to create justice against those that thought that they got away with it. Okay, so the Hangman is number 12. Answer is maybe zodiac is Pisces. This is the card of doubt and contradictions. The Hangman is the card of the martyr. It speaks of a confusing time ahead. The Hangman says instead of trying to control situations and people, leave them alone instead. It also says that a sacrifice may be necessary to move forward. The Hangman suggests that you should put aside any self-interest. Peace of mind comes from making the correct decision. So you'll pull 1 card for each position. I'm going to read position 5, which is the Soul. The card for this spot will show you if you have been sacrificed in another life. If someone is risking their life in the here and now for attempting to come for you, then you may receive insight in the card for this position. If you need to call your power and your energy and soul back to you from an energy vampire, then you will pull the Hangman Tarot card for this position. And position 6, the Hangman. The card for this position will show you how valued you are by others. This card position can also reveal mental illness. Again, I'm not a doctor. Please follow up with a professional before taking the advice of tarot, or spiritual sickness. What needs to be sacrificed for your life to thrive? If you are someone who doubts yourself, know that it is okay. You can sacrifice your doubts by writing them down on a piece of paper and burning them with fire. Allow your fears and doubts to burn up and away. And the Hangman Tarot card spell does exactly that. It gets rid of your doubts. So I'll just read a little bit of it. I invoke, draw in, and evoke, draw out the archetype of the Hangman into my life to sacrifice all things that cause suffering. I am no martyr and take control of my life now by meditating on my life. I let go of all that no longer serves me. I denounce all doubts and beliefs that are not working for my highest and best good. And so for the death spell is to bring about appropriate endings and change. The Temperance is to manifest with Archangel Michael. And then in the back of the book, I have a compendium of knowledge of what it could mean when you have the major arcana cards coming out one next to each other. So I'm going to read a little bit from the Hangman. Okay, so anytime that you see the Hangman card, you will know that you are dealing with a sacrifice or a martyr. If the Hangman comes out before the major arcana card, it means that something was sacrificed in order to obtain the subject of the major arcana card. So if I'm just looking for another major arcana card. If the Star were to come out before, it would mean that that before the Hangman, it would mean that the Star was sacrificed. Okay. If it were to come out after, it would mean that the Star needs to be sacrificed. And again, that's not sacrificing a person, but it could be getting rid of a talent or not using a talent or whatever. The Empress, that could be sacrificing a person, just letting them go, right? Just depending on where the card placement is. So yeah, it says that If it comes out before the major arcana cards, it means that something needs to be sacrificed to obtain whatever the subject of the major arcana card is. If the Hangman card comes out after the major arcana card, it can indicate that a sacrifice needs to be made to make things shift. It could also warn of unlawful persecution and someone who is just wanting to sacrifice you for your energy. If you pull the Hangman card in the reverse, it could indicate that someone lacks insight into the true issue. You cannot see the bigger picture because you lack important information. It also can mean that you're overwhelmed by pressures that exist in society. When you pull the Hangman card in the reverse, it could indicate that a sacrifice or offering that was made in the spiritual realm is rejected and has been rebuked. If you pull the Hangman in the reverse, it indicates that all efforts, time, and energy was wasted on a project. And yeah, when it comes to you, it was a waste because they're not going to get anything out of it. So thank you guys so much for making it to the ending of this reading. Know that the link to this deck and those 2 books are in the description box below. I suggest that you guys get those books, work through those books. You know, you can use the tarot card spreads and spells as many times as you want to manifest and create in your life. And it's going to make a huge difference. I use them all of the time. Like I've literally used them multiple times, and you'll always get new information. So I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful eclipse, okay? God bless you guys. Please like this video, share this content, tap the notification bell. Also, know I do have another platform that's called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. On that platform, we're working to getting to 1,000 subscribers. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to throw a live stream party where I answer some personal questions for free for you guys, and we'll do like a little drawing, and then I'll give away some tarot decks as well that I have. So yay. So we're working towards that. When we get to 1,000 subscribers over there, then I can accept $20 super chats per question. But know that if any of you guys have any personal questions on this platform, I can accept $20 super chats. So again, I would do it at the beginning of the reading. If you got a question, make sure you tap that notification bell, share this content, all that good stuff, so that you're notified when I go live, so that you can jump on live with me. Okay. I love you guys so much. Peace be with you. Have a wonderful evening. God bless you. And happy 3/3 portal, blood moon, lunar eclipse, total eclipse, by the way, which means it's going to eclipse 100% of the moon while it's completely full in Virgo. I love it. Good energy, you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.